Oh, I didn't brush my hair, but don't need to point it out. Um, Hello there, welcome everyone. Today we'll be delving into the mysteries of the also Druids. Uh, I really don't know much about this game, other than it's been requested and of the box art. That's about it. It's a point and click, and gonna experience it together. That's pretty much the whole point of the things I do. I try not to know too much about things that I'm gonna play beforehand, but instead I just dive in and see what all the things are about. That's pretty much about it. Anyway, thank you, Chaos, for your 34 months of being a citizen to the wonderful country of Total Real Finland, trademarked. Thank you very much for your support. And thank you, Roland, for your 39 friggin' months. Over 3 years of being a citizen to this wonderful country of the Total Real Finland, trademarked, and a Tier 3 citizen. Word that I forgot. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you everyone for being here. And hopefully this will be fun. I know some games I'm probably gonna play are not gonna be too much fun for me, but I hope they will be fun for everyone else at least. Some things I know in my future, for example, fucking Limbo of the Lost. I'm not expecting it to be terribly fun, but I'm expecting it to be interesting. Because not everything has to be fun to be interesting. And I feel like Limbo of the Lost probably fits that category pretty well. I don't think it's gonna be super fun, considering all the stolen assets in it. Exactly, Chaos. Fun is relative. And I don't see Limbo of the Lost as traditionally fun. I think I'm gonna find a lot to complain and rib about, which is fun in itself, but the game itself I'm not expecting too much of. I might be pleasantly surprised, because even with the stolen assets and shit, it might be a fun game. I seriously do not know. But that too we'll see eventually. Google the game and quick review says this is going to be a good adventure to mystery game. That's good. That is very good. Hopefully I'll agree, because I do want to play good games. I don't just want to torture myself, I also want to play good games, which is why I've been playing the Ultima series, because goddamn, I've enjoyed them so much. But anyway, without any further ado, let's get this party started. Main screen, turn on. It'll be an interesting experience. I hope so, Gino. Because I haven't heard too much of it, but I've heard people talk of it. So I know there's enough for people to still think of this game. That alone tells me that it's something I want to try. Devs of Limbo the Lost. Hey, let's put a lot of Diablo 2 and Oblivion stuff into a game. Yeah, and I think it's some Warhammer game or something that they also ripped assets off. I don't remember. Came here because you've seen told the story is superb. All right, hopefully it is. We'll find out. Yeah, I didn't make pixel art this time, but that's pretty much the only thing about the box art that actually is in any way distinct from the background. All right. I did have to. I'm gonna have to explain something, because this is kind of stupid. I had to rearrange pretty much everything to get this working properly. And here's why. I have 3 screens that I have a specific layout of programs for streaming. Right. I have a left screen, I have a middle screen with the game, and then I have a right screen for, other stuff. Problem. The game runs in 640 by 480 in full screen, which means it changes the resolution of my center screen to that. And because Windows considers all of the screens as a single canvas, that means if you're going to resize the middle one, you're going to resize everything, you're going to rearrange everything to the right of it. So my right side screen would be complete garbage and I would not be able to see anything. And I could not rearrange those things because if I'm going to pop out from the game, it's going to resize it back to normal and they're all going to be in the right place for that screen. So I had to change my rightmost screen to the left of my center screen in the virtual space so it doesn't resize. It's a bit of a bother, but it works.
I hunger. Run, coward.
How you doing, Cthulhu Shan? Yes, it's Druid time. Anyway, let's press new game. And see that this is a different screen. Very great start. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a thing for a moment. Balls. And Diluta! Thank you very much. I'll thank you properly in a moment. I'll do this first. And then... And then I'm gonna crash the game. Good start. Anyway, Diluta, thank you very much for your 8 months of being a citizen to the wonderful country of the Total Real Finland trademark. Thank you very much for your support. Do enjoy your emotes. And let's see if I can get this shit to work this time. I just want to show the cutscenes. I'm sorry. This didn't quite go the way I wanted to, but now I know how I have to tweak this to work. So let's see. There we go. House of Tales presents. And if the game is too loud or too quiet, please tell me. So there's a soft lock thing. If there's such a thing, yeah, then please do tell me when appropriate, Jan. Thank you, Nuna. That's a lot of Druids. This is the era where I'm not sure if they're glowing because of video compression or because they're supposed to. Okay, so this is where Red Dead 2 got the idea for what happened with the KKK in that game.
And that's why I say you're a blockhead, Lowry. How could you let such a thing happen? The man was innocent. What do you think the press are going to say about all this? Now get out of here! Get the hell out of my sight! And if I have any more trouble with you, you'll be dishing out parking tickets before long. And that's a promise, Lowry!
Thank you very much, Dilutze, for sponsoring a citizenship to a wonderful Gino Ginetti.
Good friend
Thank you
Halligan,
very much for your support.
another one of the invaluable detectives of our glorious murder squad. Don't just stand there gaping. Come in.
I probably need to turn them on, Shan.
I'm glad you could make it. After all, you're a busy man, aren't you? Now look here, Detective Halligan. I've got used to being surrounded by a bunch of incompetent, half-baked blockheads. But your smart, well-dressed colleague Lowry has just earned himself the golden badge of stupidity. Halligan, we've got a bit of a problem. We've had an innocent man locked up in jail. Regrettably, he was killed in prison before we could correct our mistake. Unfortunate affair. And now we've got this lunatic killer running around all over London. We have to make sure that at least this oversight is put right. Your clear-up rate so far ought to be sufficient evidence that there's no point in asking you to clear up anything more than a common bicycle theft. But this does happen to be the murder squad. I am the chief of this department. All I have for choice is that blockhead Lowry and you.
I care. Much.
Okay, Chief. What do you want me to do?
See, even even his voices. Yeah, I really care. Very much about everything. You're already mildly affronted by this game being of pagan persuasion. I think you're definitely gonna like Ultima 8, which is literally called Pagan. Gino. Then again, it has nothing to do with Earth pagans, so there's at least that. The burning of the Druids. Balzran for being of non-criminal persuasion. True, we have criminals. That's very affronting. And yeah, I'll check the subtitles when I get to an options menu. Because apparently there's some interesting pronunciation. How you doing, Komodo? Yeah, Ultima 8 got a graphics upgrade. I'm playing this new patch. No, different pagans. I see you have, Shen. I appreciate that about you. You tend to do a lot of research on some games, at least. It's very helpful, actually. All things nightmarish, pretty much. Especially the dead eyes. Why do his teeth look like Wallace from Wallace and Gromit? Well, because he's British. That's why. Alright. Now, what mad assassin are you referring to?
What mad assassin are you referring to?
Halligan, it's well known that you'd rather read those crazy books of yours during office hours than taking any real interest in the affairs of this department. But it would now appear that you've even stopped reading the newspapers as well. For months now, a killer's been running around in London, taking victims apart and leaving nothing but bones for us to find. You can read about it in any newspaper.
I cannot read. You should know that. In the business out at Silent Hill. I mean Inn. That was over a year ago.
You mean the business out at the Silent Inn? That was over a year ago.
There were 2 more murders later, Halligan. 3, actually.
Oh yeah, there was the case by the Thames and the business with the bones found in the north of the city.
Oh yes, there was the case by the Thames.
Exactly,
The business with
Roland.
the bones
What do you think I am, a
found in the city.
nerd?
Exactly. Lowry's suspect was seen at 2 of the 3 crime scenes. That wouldn't usually be sufficient for a summons to the police station. But Lowry and Stryker twisted the thing so badly that the poor man actually lost in court. Now he's dead. He was stabbed in prison.
That's unfortunate. Then the case is closed.
Then the case seems to be closed, doesn't it?
You see, that's exactly what I wouldn't say. I got a phone call this morning. Guess what's happened?
Another murder?
There's been another murder.
Exactly, Halligan. A pile of bones has been found in Epping Forest. Supposedly a male corpse. We don't know any more than that. I presume we both agree that it can't have been Lowry's man, eh?
Oh, of course.
You see, I've just managed to get that into Lowry's head as well. You heard it? Lowry's off the case. Halligan, you drive out to Epping Forest and take a look at the evidence.
Of course, sir.
And Halligan, no sloppiness now. I want results. Sensible results. The press has already been terrorizing me this morning. The killer must be found. Do I make myself clear?
Of course, Chief.
Good. This is the file with all the necessary information, and now you better get going quickly.
I have to say that I really enjoy that during the line, no sloppiness now, there was no lip syncing. Alright, so. Cursor does change depending on whether I can do it. Is there... No? Okay, now let's see how the game works. I do have subtitles on, but that probably then means that there are no subtitles during those full motion video scenes. Okay, now how do I see my stuff? Okay, there.
I thought it wouldn't work like that.
How do I...
My case file.
Can I read it somehow? Because I
My
was
case
told
file.
it has all the important information. I'd like to read it. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay.
That won't help either.
Okay, now I can turn the display cap. Fuck's sake, this... Okay, so the cursor can go outside of the game. Okay, perfect. Sorry. Okay, so how do I actually... Can I
A matchbox. Still half full.
read this?
No way.
Yeah, I can't use it on the British flag or whatever it's called. Union Jack, I think. Oh. Yes, maybe. I don't know.
I'd better not. These
It's a
files are
flag.
secret. I'd better not. These files are secret.
Makes me want to look at them more. Lots of pictures of guns.
I don't know this one. Some gangster or other. A confiscated murder weapon. A confiscated murder weapon. A wanted person's note.
Ooh, I
A
remembered
wanted
something.
person's note.
Okay, I'm going to
I don't
assume...
know this one. Some gangster or other. I don't know this one. I've no idea who that might be.
I'm going to assume this might
May
have
have seen
something
the
to do with
face in the paper.
that MG. That's a machine gun.
A confiscated murder weapon.
I kind of like to imagine now. That's a confiscated murder weapon. That somewhere around here, someone was murdered with a fucking machine gun. Also an antique pistol.
Confiscated murder weapon.
That's a variety of guns. The controls seem pretty basic. Left click to move and interact,
Chief's shelves are definitely tidy.
and right
All
click
our
to
files are stored in
investigate
there.
and look.
I'm not thirsty.
Should be.
I don't need a map. I know my way around London.
I don't.
Anyway, it belongs to the chief.
I need to see the running animation. Perfect. I kind of like how he doesn't mind taking the chief's matches. But is worried about taking his map.
A rubbish bin.
Well, it's a bin, but you don't have to say it's rubbish. Okay, you guys can... Fuck's sake, this is stupid. Okay. I need to get the fucking display capture back on because you didn't see what the fuck just happened. God damn it. There are clearly some of those things, and I fucking need to show them. Like a girl in Max Payne. Why is he running around in a bathrobe? Because he's very casual. This is what you missed. But why not, Roland? Yeah, casual Friday. Okay, this...
Too dangerous to carry the bottle around. Too dangerous to
okay,
carry
this
the bottle
might
around.
have a purpose later on. Ooh, at least it was that side.
Hello, Chris.
Hi, Halligan.
There's work for you, is there?
There's work for you.
There's always work for me, Halligan. And right now, I've got enough work not to be disturbed again and again.
Exactly, Gino. You see a photocopier, you photocopy your face or your ass. One or the other. Whichever is more presentable. Have you heard of the new skeleton murder?
You heard of the new skeleton murder?
Not only heard, I've already been out to where the body was found, together with the forensic squad.
And?
That's not
what did
fair.
you find out?
I'm
Not a
almost the
lot.
last.
The killer did a neat job. No traces, no witnesses. This madman doesn't seem to be so stupid at all.
Did you examine the other cases as
Did
well?
you examine the other cases as well, Chris?
Of course.
What do you think these people
What do
died
you
of?
think these people died of?
It was no natural death, if that's what you mean, Halligan.
Okay, so it was supernatural death. Gotcha. Well, I'll just drive out there and have a look at
I'll
it.
just drive out there and have a look at it.
Just you do that, Brent.
Okay,
Okay,
see you later.
Chris. See you later on.
Okay, so... Still trying to learn all the places. Yeah? Ooh, lots of things I can break.
The switchboard. We have 4 lines, but Janet's all on her own at the moment. That's what happens during the holidays. Hello,
Hi.
Janet.
Hello, Brent.
Oh god, look at what happened to your legs. It's like you have no bones at all. I mean, the chief has handed Laura Craze over to
Have
me.
you heard? The chief has handed Lowry's case over to me.
Good
The
one,
skeleton murders.
Yes, and there was no way that I could have missed the conversation between the chief and Lowry.
Please have the necessary information ready by 2 p.m. Is she a secretary or a switchboard operator? I don't think those jobs coincide. Have we got a file about
We've got
that?
a file about that.
As far as I can see, you've already got the file, Brent.
But I can't read.
What? Yes, of course I've got the file. But you know that Larry and Stryker have been working on this case. The file contains a load of ridiculous
Guess it doesn't
nonsense.
get boned
you know
often
that.
enough.
I need returns.
Remember the official channels, Brent. Get the necessary forms and then we'll talk again.
Well, see you later then.
See you later then.
Take your time, Brent.
I'm fairly certain she's possessed. I'm certain he is possessed. See, he's floating in the air. Take the scissors.
Halligan,
I want your scissors. Yes?
Yes?
might I ask you what you think you're doing?
I want to run with scissors.
I just wanted to borrow your scissors. Just for 5 minutes.
Forget it.
Only a pair of scissors.
For heaven's sake, it's only a pair of scissors.
Only a pair of scissors? Well, if it's only a pair of scissors, I'm sure you won't have much difficulty in getting a pair from somewhere else. Am I right?
Fine. Be like that.
All right then, keep them.
Already have your case. Might as well give me your scissors as well. This seems part of dev-approved promotional materials, so no, it's not a bug. Him floating. Okay. I'm starting to see why people have been talking about this a lot, because even if the story
Actually,
is
only use it in case of fire.
good, what I've been now told, there are still some interesting things. Hi, Zickernuts. Yeah, he's got a chair arm stuck up his butt. It's in all the promotional material of the game. Okay. Well, at least they were concentrating on the important parts, like the story, then, instead of little things like technical details. Open skies, closed minds, crop circles, the latest evidence. "21 days to stop smoking."
I won't find anything I could make use of now in there. The cleaner will empty the ashtray.
My office?
The cleaner will
Somebody
empty the
else's?
I won't find anything I could make use of now in there. That one is wet. Anyway, I'm already wearing a coat.
Clearly
Cleaner will
very,
empty the ashtray.
very clean person if this is mine. That. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Yeah, that's my office. What a surprise. I'm a very neat and tidy person, keeping my office in good shape. Epping Forest. That. A pile. That's the bones, right? Let's talk to this guy first. Hi.
Good morning, officer.
Good morning, Detective. I hope you've had a good breakfast. The sight over there is not very appetizing.
Oh yeah, I ate a lot of stale pizza from my floor. When were the bones discovered?
Oh, well, you know, I've got used to it. When were the bones discovered?
At 5:30 a.m. by a jogger. He phoned us.
Has he been interviewed?
Jogger. Has he been interviewed?
Well, he's in hospital for the time being. The shock, you know. We could hardly even take down his particulars.
Why was that?
He had to throw up several times.
Because we tased him.
I understand.
That's the shock. Would he have left the
Could
bones
he have
here?
left the bones here?
It's not impossible, but I don't really believe it. He's a tourist and only arrived in London last night. I suppose he came here by accident.
He's a tourist. Since when did tourists jog at 5:30 in the morning? Is he on a fitness trip?
Sir, he told us he was a decathlete. It's his job.
Okay, that's it,
Okay,
thanks.
officer, that was it. Thank you.
Anytime, sir.
Look at the bones! I had to vomit because I saw one of them do the bone thing. Yeah. Somebody probably boned this one. Ah! Anyway. That's a lot of bones. Can I interact with things?
There's hardly any flesh on the bone. Unbelievable. There's hardly any flesh on the bone. Unbelievable. should take the bone with me, but you don't transport a piece of evidence in your coat pocket. That might falsify traces.
Okay, so I want to get a bone, but I need something to take it with me. Need something. Plastic bag, maybe? Right, so I guess we're gonna go back to the police station. Or Scotland Yard, sorry. And see if we can find something we can take with us.
That's a fire hose. I've got no money for that.
Surprised.
I won't find anything I could make. There's only superfluous stuff in there. I won't find anything I could make. I won't find anything I could make use of now. And unfortunately, there's no pizza in there anymore. I won't find anything I could make use of now. I won't find anything I could. I won't find anything I could make use of now. And the cleaner will empty the ashtray.
Have no messages, apparently.
I never use the receiver. That thing is just too heavy. Using the loudspeaker is much more comfortable.
That's a
I'd
lazy
better leave
bastard.
that here.
Yes, because thankfully this is a PC game which actually has settings.
I won't find anything I could make use of
Ooh,
now.
that I can examine closer.
I'll take it with me.
Aha!
Maybe I'll give it back. I'm determined to give up smoking. Leave those alone.
Oh.
Take
them, you son of a bitch!
I'm determined to give. I'm determined to give up smoking. Leave those alone.
And he's more determined than I am.
The green scarf. It's Janet's.
What if I put a bone in Janet's scarf? If she's not gonna get boned, then at least her scarf deserves to be.
There's hardly any flesh on the bone. Unbelievable. I can't do it with the scarf. The textile fibers would stick. No, better not.
God damn it. Well, that was an idea. Fine. Let's go back then and see if I can find something else. Won't be able to do this with the other shitty game. Yeah, but that's because it's Limbo of the Lost, Shan. It's completely different. That's an Amiga game that eventually got released on a PC. Because you can forever dev times.
I'll take that with me. You never know. I might need it.
What did I just take?
A sheet of carbon paper. Very useful when dealing with bureaucrats.
And Limbo of the Lost will max out the volume every time you change rooms too. Oh, that sounds great.
At least that's one thing you can get hold of here without too much trouble. They are needed for the forms. Makes it easier for the chief to sign them. It's always handy having one of these tucked away. We ran out not so long ago, and there was a big commotion on this floor.
Oh great, a form signing minigame now, right? I need a pen still. Form signing puzzle, I'm sorry, not a minigame.
You can't do without a ladder here.
It's a maze of bureaucracy, Shan.
I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to use it.
There's a
I
power
don't know how to
button.
use it. I don't know how to use it.
You don't know how to use a Epson printer, but you do know how to photocopy your face. Granted, probably the photocopying part you have more experience with.
I pull that hose off, the whole of Scotland Yard will blow up.
Read.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
I know, do it.
If I pull that hose
God
off,
damn it.
the whole of Scotland Yard will far too hot to touch. Far too hot to touch.
Oh, that's what she said. Could have been lying, though.
A flask.
Printers are even more mysterious than Druids. It's basic science. Possibly. That's maybe why, you know, since I found those old gaming and tech magazines, don't know what that is.
Fingerprint powder.
Okay, thank you.
I can't do anything with this. I can't do anything with this. I can't even pronounce the name on the label right.
Since I found those old
a container
gaming
with
and
chemicals.
tech magazines,
Chris is quite a strange guy. What does he
one
like
thing
about
that
his
I
pic-
noticed was one of the head not headline what's the word? Featured articles. That's the word. One of the featured articles was in one of those magazines was printers, matrix or inkjet. God of the times, matrix printers were a thing. I really love the sound of matrix printers. I can't explain it properly. I really need a pen. Yes?
Hello, Lowry.
Oh no, not you, Halligan.
Oh,
You're
yes,
all
me.
I need at the moment.
Oh, thanks. Nice suit you're
That's
wearing.
a nice suit you're wearing.
Don't humour me, Halligan. You don't know a thing about suits. A blind
I don't,
man would know
Thunderlane.
from 100 yards away that you bought your stuff at
That's a nice
Woolworths.
tiny hat.
What do you want?
Have you seen my wallet?
Just a quick question, Lowry. Have you seen my wallet?
Your wallet? You've got a nerve. I haven't really had a very pleasant day so far, as you might have noticed. Why would I worry about your bloody wallet?
I've noticed you don't have a pleasant day because you're floating in air, your back is clearly broken. So I do want to be expedient with this, but could you just give me a sensible answer, please?
Larry, could you just give me a sensible answer? I'm looking for my wallet.
So what? Do you think I've got it? Why don't you just go and clear up your oh-so-tidy office? Maybe you'll find some of those things you allegedly just wanted to borrow for a while.
Let's not argue, Lowry. I need some information.
Let's not
See, I'm the
argue,
adult
Lowry.
in this conversation.
I need some information from you about the last investigations.
You've got the file, Halligan. I suppose you can read. And now
Oh.
scram.
I cannot read. That's the problem. There's just, weird letters that don't make any
Larry,
sense.
I've read your file. There's just nonsense in it.
Do you know what I think, Halligan? I think I don't need to tolerate a detective in a £20 suit walking past my door criticising the quality of my work.
It's hardly my fault the chief has taken you off the case.
Well, it's hardly my fault that the chief has taken you off the case. It's your own fault.
You can keep your analysis to yourself. Just leave me alone.
You're obliged by the office to give me any information I may
You're
require.
obliged by your office to give me any information I may require.
You've got all the information. You've got the file. What more do you want?
Scissors. I want scissors. Oh, thanks for being helpful.
Thanks for
detective.
being so
How you doing,
helpful,
Cookie?
Detective.
You're welcome, Halligan.
Need to figure out a way to get scissors from him. I don't know what I'll do with the scissors. I want to run with them. That's the first thing I want to do. Because I want to see what happens when I run with scissors. I've been told it's a bad idea, and considering the kind of character we're playing, it might end up in hilarity. Also, stab the guy to death. That's also another thing. Yeah, I want them because they're in here, and I can try to take them. I have turned on your fan.
This is Lowry's world. Cars, cars, cars. Books. He's got books. They're
He
probably
can
just
read?
for show, meant to impress the ladies.
I know, I don't believe he can read.
Lowry's files. Neatly and tidily filed rubbish. It's amazing he keeps getting away with it.
I know. He files them tidily. Pff, what a pretentious little asshole. Typing is hard. I'm doing
This is my
fine. I'm
collection of
trying
case
to...
files.
Oh, actually. What if I'll try to get... Janet, I think? A scarf. Hi. I totes didn't do anything weird with this. Don't mind the white stains.
Of course, it can't work like that. I'd rather think about it again. Hello, Janet.
What is it now?
Is your wallet in your other wallets? Probably. Hello, me. It's me again.
It's me again.
And?
Janet, I need to make a database inquiry at your terminal.
I'm sorry, I need your application for access to information. Form 234-2.
Great. And where do I get that?
Here, of course. There. Take it.
Oh. Thanks, I guess.
Hey, great. Thanks a lot, Janet.
That's all right. And now you'll leave me alone, won't you?
I don't think it is. I tried using the code, but it just said, I already have a code.
Good. Thanks a lot, Janet. I have to go.
Okay, Brent. See you later.
Right, so...
That's a form for stationery procurement. Without that, you don't get anything at Scotland Yard. That's futile as well. That's a form for stationery procurement. Without that...
Okay, so where do I put those? Disconnecting a spine from the pelvis in one smooth motion. Yeah, who needs bones? I think they're overrated, personally. I don't think I can go home, Roland. Otherwise, that would be an option, definitely.
Of course, it can't work like that. That's a clipboard. Looks like that won't work. That's a form for stationery procurement. They would have... Now I've got a... No way.
There we go. Ha-ha! Because this way, I can make him fill the form for stationery, and I'll get the other form as well.
The carbon paper's still sticking out. The chief is bound to notice that.
And that's
The
why I
green
need the
scarf.
scissors.
It's Janet.
See, now I know why I need the scissors. Now I just need to figure out how I can get the scissors. Because I need those to trim the carbon paper. Now, question is, how do I distract him so I can get the
Hey,
scissors?
I've had enough. Get your paws off my scissors, will you?
Have him take the scissors and take them. I wish that's an option, Roland.
Hey, I've had enough. Get your paws off my scissors, will you? Hey, I've had enough. Get your paws off my scissors, will you?
This is Lowry's world. Cars, cars, cars. The greens... No, better not.
Can I burn him? No. Can I burn his files?
I'd better not light that. I'd better not light that.
Have his file. Yeah, I've been trying. Have all this work to avoid reading a file. It's because it's now canon, I think, that Halligan can't read. Need to distract him somehow.
This is Lowry's world. Cars, cars, cars.
But how?
What is it this time, Halligan?
Oh yeah, and I tried giving it to her, but I couldn't. I'd like to know how you managed to get a
I'd
date
really
with
like
Janet.
to know how a braggart like you managed to get a date with Janet.
Well, you know what, Halligan? Women do like a winner, don't they? Little Janet is no exception. We went to the palace yesterday.
What was showing?
The new Schwarzenegger film.
You know how to handle women, don't you?
Of course. Janet said she found it disgusting, but I know for a fact that she was very keen on it. Women are like that. Do you understand?
Oh. Why would a woman like her find your boring stories
What amazes
entertaining?
me is why a woman like her should find your boring stories about
Let's be assholes to
cars,
co-workers.
sports and action films so entertaining.
Halligan, I'm sure you didn't come to tell me that. What do you really want?
Do you know how to operate the
Do you
copying
know how
machine?
to operate the copying machine?
Yes, I do.
Will you tell me?
And will you tell me?
Just guess.
Yes.
Nearly right. No would have been the correct answer, but you nearly got it, old boy.
I'll fuck you later,
Okay.
Lowry.
I'll talk to you later, Lowry.
So,
Hey, I've had enough. Get your paws off
It
my
is
scissors,
Cookie.
will you?
wonder if I could get... What was it again? Let's see if we can find acid and throw it in his face.
Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. A bottle with some sort of chemical. The
What?
green scarf. It's Janet's.
What just happened? What? That's just half the...
Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. I don't even know what kind of stuff that is.
Yeah, I think we
dangerous to
just
carry
huffed
the
the
bottle
fucking
around. Too dangerous to
ethanol. Put a scarf on our face and huffed it all just then. Oh, yeah.
A container with chemicals. I can't do anything with this. A container. A container with chemical.
Yeah, I think that's the sound you did. Just ethanol.
A container.
I halved something of a puzzle. I have no fucking idea what I did, but finned half a puzzle.
That's futile. Fingerprint powder. That won't help either. There's no point in that. It won't work like that. Far too hot to touch.
That's
Far
too hot as
to
well.
touch. Far too hot to touch. Far too hot to touch. If I pull that, that's the gas hose for the Bunsen burner. Something is just being distilled there. Far too hot to touch.
Don't think I
I'd
have.
better not light that. I'd better not light that. That won't get me any further.
Probably in a moment, Shan. I'm still going through, seeing if I've missed things. Light the gas mains up. Yeah, I wish I could. Just blow up the whole place. Problem solved. Game over.
Hello, Chris.
Hi, Halligan.
I've just come back from the place where they found the bones in Epping Forest.
Mm-hmm. Why are you telling me? Have there been any decisive discoveries in that case?
Well, there's a pile of
There
bones.
was a pile of bones. Nothing else.
Yes, I had that impression as well when I was out there with the forensic squad. Everything is quite clean. You didn't find anything either?
No, nothing.
I would actually have been surprised if you had. And why did you come here then, if I may ask?
Oh, I thought you might be interested in this.
Sure, Halligan. Thank you. Anything else?
No, that was it.
Well then, see you later.
Okay, Chris. See you later on.
Find an empty room, start a fire, and evacuate the building.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody just calm down!
I'd better not light that.
What? Light your room on fire.
I'd better not light that.
Damn it.
That one is wet. My spare coat. It's a little bit too bulky. My coat rack. I can throw my hat onto the hook from the door.
Rubbish bin?
A rubbish bin. I'd better not light that. I'd better not light that. I'd better not light that. No way. I should think up something else.
See if I can
More
borrow
where that came from.
let's ask if I can borrow some change.
What is it this time, Halligan?
Some money. I had that one here before, but not now.
Where can I
Detective
find
Stryker.
Detective Stryker?
Striker? On holiday? Why?
He owes me some money.
He still owes me some money.
Somebody owes you money? That makes a change. Usually it's the other way around, because you play cards just as badly
Better not
as you
like that.
investigate.
Wait, we?
Well, tough luck for you, Halligan. Striker isn't here.
Good point. Heard it was
I
suspended.
heard he was suspended.
Well, not exactly suspended. Actually, the chief did advise him to take his annual holiday.
Why?
Why?
I don't know. Ask the chief. Anyway,
Yeah, I will.
Striker's on holiday, and that's that.
As a reward for his outstanding achievements in the skeleton murders, I suppose.
Listen, Halligan, your jokes are starting to get on my nerves. I suggest you leave now.
See you later.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Lowry.
Which is
What
now.
is it this time, Halligan?
I know you'll say no, but I have to
know
ask
that
for your
you'll
help.
say no, but I have to ask for your help.
You do actually need help, Halligan. But not from me. Try a social worker. Well,
Lend me some
Could you
change.
lend me some change?
you haven't found your wallet, have you? Well, sorry, Halligan, but this is Scotland Yard, not the Bank of England.
Bank of England is the central clearing bank, Laura. You can't draw any money
The
from
Bank
there.
of England is the central clearing bank, Lowry. You can't draw any money there.
Indeed. Just try it somewhere else then. You won't get a penny from me.
Fuck you
Okay.
later, Lowry.
I'll talk to you later, Lowry.
Right, let's go talk to the chief. Was here.
Hello, Chief. May I just disturb you briefly?
Halligan, you're a pain in the neck. Are you planning to start doing things just like Lowry did?
well enough so he'll get money? Sure. I've been to see Janet. Have these absurd measures been introduced because
Chief,
of me?
I've been to see Janet. Have these absurd
Can't ask
measures
about
been
the
introduced
strike
because
again,
of
then,
me?
huh?
Among others, yes. They were introduced for your benefit. Don't you like them?
Oh. Still cross with me because of the business with the royal family.
Are you still cross
What?
with me
Oh,
because of that
tell me
business
more.
with the royal family?
Indeed. Yes, indeed, Detective. The press and the inspectorate made my life hell for 8 weeks. You should be grateful that we somehow managed to keep things under control. But those sort of jokes are a thing of the past. You and Lowry will have to ask for my signature before you take a single step. Even if you just want to go to the toilet.
Tell me more. How you doing, Dragoon? Well then.
But you'll be held responsible.
Of course, Halligan. That's what I'm your chief for. And now our nice little chat
Yes, I
is
am,
over.
Dragoon.
Get back to work,
How you
Detective.
doing?
Of
Okay,
course,
Chief, thanks a bunch.
Thanks a lot.
Don't get stroppy, Halligan.
So, situation where we're at right now. Need something. Yes, indeed it is, Dragoon. Right now, we're in a situation where we need to find something that we can use to get the bone from the crime scene. The scarf is not good enough, so we probably need some kind of a plastic bag or something not fibrous. We also need to figure out a distraction so we can get scissors.
A Union Jack. Only the Scotland Yard bigwigs get to have one of them. I'd better not. These files are secret.
I'd go for a first hint soon. Don't know if I can find else.
One copy of the file is enough for me. Not a good idea.
I need anything from that.
It won't work like that.
I'll put it so I can make gazillions. Just let the chief drink some 90% ethanol you were huffing. Yeah, but it's too dangerous to carry the bottle because I'll just huff it all.
A rubbish bin. Without the light, it will be much too dark in here.
Here I got all the forms. Carbon paper.
That's London out there.
Or I need the form. Get to the machine. Don't know how to use this. Can I use fingerprint powder?
It won't work like that. Not a good idea. No, not a chance.
Paper cutter on the far left. Can't see it. Yeah. Oh. Those are... What's the word again? The plastic, the thingies. I don't know what they're called in English, actually.
I think
Completely
that's
honest.
Janet's. Ladies' coats don't suit me.
Laminate? That's probably the word. Thank you, Roland. Clipboards were next to them. Okay.
Unfortunately, there's no pizza in. I won't find anything I could make. I won't find anything I could make use of. I won't find anything I could make use of now in there. The cleaner will empty the ashtray.
For some reason, this reminds you of the old printer you had at high school. The thing that would always take the print instruction instantly, and if you press the button multiple times during such a delay, it would print many copies without asking for confirmation. Yeah.
I won't find anything I
Yeah,
could make
we
use
call
of
them
now in
plastic
there.
pockets
I
in
won't need
Finnish.
these books. I can find my way without a map. The districts of London. John Sinclair, ghost hunter, non-smoker within 21 days. I hardly use it. We'll see if that's true. My cooking book for single households. The Sirius riddle. Good to know that there are intelligent life forms out there. In here, I only meet weirdos like Detective Lowry.
Just about to say that there's no intelligent life here. I can't take any of this.
I hardly use it. The best recipe is still Al's Pizza Palace. We'll see if that's true. Good to know that there are intelligent life forms out there. In here, the Syria corn circles. Non-smoke John Sinclair, ghost hunter.
Okay, can I
My
burn
favorite
these?
book. I'd better not light that. I'd better not light that.
God save the Queen. The dartboard behind it.
I'd better not light that. A matchbox. Still half full. I won't find anything I could make use of now in there. That's the receiver of the telephone.
Of course I want to burn things. Fire's nice.
I won't find anything I could make use of now in there.
Right. I still think it has something to do with this. Maybe...
I don't want that. That won't get me any further. I don't want that.
Yeah, I think we can... Yeah, because I can't find anything else anymore. So now I'm officially stuck for a moment, at least until I figure this one out. Now I have a very weird view of detective work. Why? Just because we want to burn everything? Yeah, I tried. What if I turn it off first? No.
Looks like that won't work. The greens, I can't see any connection there.
Yeah, sure, Shan. Yeah, but that's something I already knew, so that's not really a hint. I just haven't found found the plastic bags yet.
The cleaner will empty the ashtray. I won't need these books now.
Burn the books.
Is there anything worse than thirst? I'll take it with me.
Okay.
Nope, no darts now. Leave them. I don't need those.
And every one of those is different thing.
I've
Perfect.
already taken one this morning.
And now we have more things.
A bottle of apple juice.
Apple
a roll
juice,
of plastic,
plastic
gloves.
bags, and
I
gloves.
nicked them out of the exhibit room.
Fucking perfect. Alright. Let's see if we can get the bone now. I know, Zickenets. Perfect. Now we have...
That is no important evidence. That is no important. That is no
Yeah,
important.
yeah, the
that is
skull's
no
not
important. That is no
important.
important.
This
that is no
one
important.
bone
that is no
specifically.
That
Now
is no.
that's
That is no
important.
important evidence. I'm sure about that.
Sucks to be us. God damn it. Right, now we have a bone. Let's see if we can... Again. Depends what you mean, Shan.
Here you go, Chris. Have a look at this.
A bone. Very likely the right thigh bone. Why are you bringing it here? I had a look at the bones with the forensic squad this morning.
I know, but I've still got a couple of questions about them.
Well, go ahead then.
Alright. Did somebody scorch the flesh off the bone?
Did somebody maybe scorch the flesh off the bone?
No, definitely not. That would look different. I suspect that it was rather cut off, or maybe taken off with acid.
What sex,
What
was the victim?
Judging by the structure of the bones, I think it was male. I'll write that down in my report as well, but I'll tell you right now that you won't get it before the end of the week, Halligan.
Okay. See any abnormalities?
Can you see any abnormalities?
I would have noticed them, Halligan. No fractures, no bruises, everything quite normal.
So you can't tell me anything more.
You can't tell me more than that about the bones? Chris, that doesn't help me.
There's really no more to say about the bones, Halligan. Just wait for my report. You'll have it all nicely written down then. Or, hang on a moment. If you're really interested, go and see Professor Turner. He was the supervisor of a friend's PhD thesis. That's how I met him. He works in an anthropological museum in Oxford. If anybody can say anything about the bones, he can.
Perfect. Thank you for the advice.
Okay, thanks for the advice.
Don't mention it, Brent.
There's something pixel hunty somewhere. Right. Oh, we have another place to go to as well. Yeah. Bones connected to the round bone. Would be a point and click if there wasn't fucking pixel hunting somewhere.
There's hardly any flesh on the bone. Unbelievable. The skull of the corpse. The skull of the corpse.
That means in one of the scenes where I've already been, I've missed something that's very tiny. Shame I couldn't get the darts.
I won't find anything I could make use of. I won't find anything I could make use of now in there. I won't find anything I could make use of now in there. I won't find anything I could make use of now in there.
Bigger shotgun.
No, there is no fire here.
Now that you increased that, that makes me think that now it's gotta be in... something somewhere. I do kind of appreciate when games have that, what's the word again? The... How the fuck do you say it in English? Hotspot, I think. Where you can, press a button and it shows you interactable objects. Those I would
There's
definitely...
hardly any flesh on the bone.
Oh jeez! Thank you very much. You're now visitor to the wonderful country of the total real Finland. Trademarked. Very much, I hope.
There's hardly any flesh on the bone. There's hardly any flesh on the bone. Unbelievable.
Oh, I'll think about it after a break, because I know I'm gonna take a break at some point. Right now, let's go to Oxford. Talk about a bone. Closed for renovation. Well, that's great.
Locked. Closed due to renovation works. Great. And now?
Good question. What now? That, I assume, leaves. Oh. Oh! Hi, homeless guy. I wish I had change.
Hello, my friend.
Huh?
Yeah, I can increase the quality of hints when necessary, Roland. I help you
Can
somehow?
I help you somehow?
Help? Help? Nobody can help me.
Hey, don't despair. Everybody has a hard time now and then. Maybe I can do something for you.
Just leave it. I've lost everything. Everything. No money, no flat, no future. I'm
You've got
finished.
3 coins.
Simply finished.
Have you seen anybody going into
Have
the
you seen
museum?
anybody going into the museum?
Yeah. Just this
All right,
morning,
Cookie.
a woman. A young, pretty one.
A woman. You haven't seen a man?
Nah. Only a woman. She comes here every day. Now and again, she gives me a few pennies. Oh, I think she works in the museum.
Ah, a woman then.
So what? What's special about that? There are millions of women running about in this world.
Why's the museum being closed?
Why is
For
the museum
renovations?
being closed?
Well, it's been refurbished. At the moment, my business is running really badly.
How much did you,
What's your
make
business then?
today?
Well, just a poxy 60 pence.
You're right. You won't get far on that. Okay, I must be off now.
Well then, okay.
Alright, then I'll probably have to ask for help. Yeah. Right now, I'm gonna take a short little break. I'm gonna drink a little bit of caffeine, have a piss, and then we're gonna explore this place a little bit first. See if we can find a fetching woman inside. How much did you make? Wow, your life sucks. Well, see ya. Well, no one can say that. What's it, Halligan or Hannigan? I completely forgot. Nobody can say that that man is particularly nice. I do, Baldur. Thank you, OGs. I appreciate that very much. Anyway, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. See you in a moment. Alright, and yeah, Roland, that's actually my plan. I was thinking of doing exactly that, trying to steal the cash from the hobo. And then, I don't know, maybe fool him with apple juice or something. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, Shannon Dragoon, you do know that saying that you'll never solve this. That's kind of a challenge for me, which means I think I know where which screen Shan is talking about, so I kind of just want to go there and click and click and click until I find whatever it is you guys are talking about. Because I'm kind of like that sometimes. What game are we playing today? We're playing a game of... also known as the Mystery of the Druids. Anyway, let's continue. Unless the game crashed. And it did. Thank fuck I saved. Oh. Anyway. I don't know if we have a quick save button.
Here, are you crazy? That's mine. Hands off, okay?
Hey, it's me again.
So what?
Alright,
you
so...
enough questions yet? You know more about me than my goddamn mother. Bagger off.
What are you doing
What are you
here?
doing here?
Are you blind? I'm having a drink.
Why do you drink so much? A dude who's homeless, begging for money. Why do you drink? Isn't it fucking obvious? Can I have a drop?
Can I have a drop?
Get your own bottle, mate. Get me one as well.
Yes, Sun
My
Shadow, it
bottle's
is.
empty.
There's money in your hat there. Isn't that enough for a bottle of gut rot?
There's money in your hat there. Isn't that enough for a bottle of gut rot?
Oh, no. Those pennies wouldn't feed a parking meter.
What if?
Okay, I must be off now.
Well then, okay.
What do you mean sometimes, Chaos?
The beggar's flask. Absolutely empty.
I have a very stupid idea, which might just work. Oh, there's something on the right. Oh, this is an exit. This thing. Okay, I can't take it.
I can't hear any dialing tone.
Yes?
I can't hear any dialing tone.
Need cash.
Won't work without money.
Okay, why would I want to call anyone? Yeah, we're a detective from Scotland Yard investigating a crime in where skeletons appear with no hint of meat on them. And we are investigating
Yes, that's right.
that.
You see, there was a tiny flaw in the plan.
What was that, sir?
It was bollocks.
That's a very possible end to this chaos. That is true. How you doing, Rastaberries? But we did find alcohol. And having a homeless drunkard, probably not too concerned about the taste. Which was it again? Ethanol or methanol? That was drinkable. Ethanol, I think, right? Can I ask him to make sure? Gonna whistle in the pay for the launch nukes? Yes.
Well, Halligan, how'd you get on at the museum? What did Professor Turner say? Could he help you?
Something I wanted to ask you, Chris. What do those flasks contain? Let's get him methanol, yeah. Let's make him blind.
What do those flasks contain?
Oh, you mean those on the shelves? They contain all sorts of different chemicals I need for my work. Indicator solutions, alcohol, things like that.
Masses of you got a great job, Chris. Masses of alcohol and everything's legal.
Masses of alcohol and everything legal.
Nonsense, Halligan. Do you think we spend all day getting drunk with medical alcohol? Why don't
We
we
should.
just try this stuff?
Sure, no problem. I like the casual thing in a working place. I'm just gonna give you medical alcohol. Just try it out. Oh, you're just...
Here, Brent, to your health. What's up? Go ahead, try it. You won't get one of these so often.
All right, here we go. Cheers.
To your health, Brent.
An interesting aroma, isn't it?
Brent, aren't you feeling very well? Brent, are you sure you're okay?
Okay, he's gonna rape us. What I'm gonna do, call the cops. Yeah, I drank medical alcohol and now my butt is sore.
Cold with this kind of stuff, Chris.
Chris?
Doesn't even stay... What an asshole. Anyway.
Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. A flask. It's empty.
How can I fill this?
Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. I don't even know what kind of stuff that is. Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. I don't even know what kind of stuff that is.
That's the stuff you drank, isn't it?
Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. I don't even know what kind of stuff that is. Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. I don't even know what... Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. I don't even know what kind of stuff that is. Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. I don't even know what kind of stuff that is.
I still think my plan is good. I just don't know exactly what steps I need to take. Actually complete it. What are you gonna put in the flask? I'm not sure. Yeah, Hannigan can't even read the label, so that's...
The bottle is clean now.
Fucking
Look
idiot.
what we've got here. This is the bottle Chris took.
There we go.
A bottle of a flask. half filled with ethanol.
There
Now
we
the
go.
flask is full, with ethanol and apple juice.
I didn't know
A
I
roll of
cleaned the
plastic, that would
bottles.
be stupid.
I didn't very fancy. Alright. Now we have booze for the booze guard.
Stop. I don't think it's a good idea to take the bottle out of the lab. Chris
Come
will be back
on.
quite... There's nothing I can do with...
Could have done a lot of good with a bottle of ethanol. Hell of a cocktail. Ethanol and apple juice. Well, it's got alcohol in it. That's good enough, right? All right. Probably got to do with the zoomed in thing.
There's hard... Strange. There's hard grass next to the bones is black. Strange. The grass next to the bones is... There's hardly any... Strange. The grass next to the bones is black. Strange. The grass next to the bones is black. There's hardly any... The skull of them... There's hardly any... Strange. The grass next to the bones is black. Strange.
We get 2 prompts.
There's hardly any flesh on the bone. And the skull of the corpse.
3 prompts.
The skull of the
Get a skull.
There's hardly any
Get a
grass
bone. We'll
next
get
to the... Strange.
grass.
Grass next to the skull. There's hardly... Strange. There's hardly any grass. Strange. There's
Either the question... Either...
Grass. Strange. There's hardly grass next to the bone. Strange. Grass next to the bones is black. Strange. The grass next to the bones is black. Strange.
So if it is this screen... I'm either missing something... Grass. Evidence.
The skull of the corpse. That is no important evidence, I'm sure of. That is no important evidence. That is no important evidence. That is no important evidence, I'm sure about that.
Leaked out of the screen.
There's hardly any flesh on the bone. Unbelievable.
Oh, I got something. See, that's how you solve pixel hunts, guys.
Some tufts of grass from
Some
the place
tufts
where
of
the bones
grass.
were found.
Okay.
In a bag forever.
Fuck you guys. I did it. Yeah, so it was the grass. Okay, there was a different prompt on it. But you're right, if you wouldn't have given a hint, I wouldn't have popped into my mind that I need to take grass with me. Alright. Now, next thing. Want to do an exchange?
I've got something for you. Apple schnapps from Detective Halligan's home distillery. My own brand. Would you like to have a taste?
You serious? All right, pal. I'm as dry as the bottom of a parrot's cage.
I
Why don't
bet
you
that
drink it
tastes
all?
really good.
I don't mind. And it's a cracker, I can tell you.
Cheers, mister.
Cheers.
Time to steal from a homeless man. No, he's snoring. He's alive, Gino. Quite sure this is multiple crimes. It's fine. We're an officer of the law. Laws don't work on us. It tastes so good, it's almost illegal. And this is another one of those, I'm doing this because the game is a point and a click, because I have no idea why I would want to call anywhere, but I have coins. A payphone.
Which number am I supposed to dial?
Don't know.
Which number am I supposed to dial?
I think I just wasted money. Fabricating alcohol, poisoning a hobo, stealing from a hobo. That's... They have been committing some crimes, yes.
Closed due to renovation works. Great. And now?
Question about the now. Now, we do have coins. There's a phone booth with which we can call somewhere if we have a number. We don't have.
Telephone charges of British Telecom, so nobody forgets how expensive it is to use the phone.
Cannot take the phone books. What's that?
Hey, a phone box, and I don't need a phone card. Hey, a phone box, and I don't need a phone
We
card.
drugged and stole from a hobo to get coins because we don't want to use the phone in our offices. The receiver is too heavy. Exactly, Thunderland. Makes all the sense to me. I pressed a lot of buttons. I don't know which, if I pressed the speaker button. I don't even know what a speaker button is. But there it is.
What's wrong again? No dialing. I never use the receiver. The thing is just too heavy. Using the loudspeaker is much
I
more...
can use a speaker. I just don't know. I don't know where to call.
What's wrong again? No dialing
As soon as I figure out where to call, I can call. By calling Jenny. How you doing, Fessa? I don't think Hannigan knows how to actually program these. where could we get phone numbers?
I've got no money for that.
Or?
What shall I pay for? What shall I pay for? You can buy soft drinks for high? I've got no money for that.
Alright. Yeah, I want to contact the professor. That's the thing that I want to do. Problem, I don't have his phone number.
That won't feel different with gloves. That won't feel different with gloves either.
Hoping I could get those now that I had gloves. Apparently not. Just because it's an object I can do things with. Well, I tried looking at the phone direct in British phones. How do you have a phone directory in a phone? But yeah, I tried using those. But I'll show you. I'll show you. I assumed these were phone books. But I can't use any of them. So that's the problem. Not so much that I don't know what these are, more that oh, now I can.
Let's see if the phone number of the museum is listed in here. Museum, okay. Museum of African Studies, Museum of Ancient History. Here, Anthropological Museum. And the extension of Professor Turner? It's here. I've got it.
Hello?
Hello, who's that?
Who am I speaking to?
God damn it. This is Detective Halligan from Scotland Yard. Exactly, Fessa, that makes sense.
This is Detective Halligan from Scotland Yard.
Scotland Yard? What can I do for you?
I need to speak to Professor Turner. Doesn't he work at the museum?
Yes, but he's away on business.
Yeah, I've noticed now, Shan, that I need to try and acclimate myself to the logic of the game. Where has he gone to?
Kenya. It's a long expedition.
Kenya! He's gone to Kenya! But I really need to speak to him urgently.
I really need to speak to him urgently.
Professor Turner will not be available while he's on his expedition. I'm afraid you'll have to wait.
Look, Miss, what's your face?
Look, Miss, what was your name?
Goodbye, Mr. Halligan.
She's hung up.
He's also stuck up. That's a little bit different. That didn't help us much, now did it? Can you call him for me? That did not help at all. At all. Exactly. Exactly that, Fessa. Only in Kenya. It's still closed for renovation.
Locked.
I gotta go through people. See if Hobo Man's there. See if Surprise alcohol scientist is back there.
Rubbish bin.
Back at his office. At least he's alive enough, Shen, I'd say. There you are. I got some grass for you.
Chris, I've got something else for you. Could you have a quick look at that too?
The weed. Also from the place where the bones were found, I suppose.
Exactly.
Okay, Brent. And what do you want to know about it?
Can I smoke it?
Have you seen something like
Have
this
you seen
before?
grass before?
You mean, have I seen grass before? Are you trying
Sorry
to pull
about
my
that.
leg?
No, I'm trying to show you grass. Just smell it.
Just smell it.
Smells slightly burnt.
Now pull my finger.
Could the burning traces be caused by an open fire?
I don't really think so, Halligan. This looks scorched, as if something very hot had been lying there.
Bones were lying on this
bones
grass.
were lying on this grass.
Oh, maybe somebody made a fire on the grass before the bones were lying there. That's not very unusual in parks.
That's no fireplace, Chris. That's a space station.
That was no fireplace, Chris. The grass was burnt under the bones and just there.
Well then, maybe the bones got hot.
Smell the grass, Chris. Then give me some paper, tobacco, and a lighter. Exactly. Can bones get that hot in the
Bones
sun?
get that hot in the sun?
Well, I don't think this is very likely in autumn. But right now, I can't say much more about that either.
Okay, Chris. See you later.
Chris. See you later on.
Oh,
Chris, I've got something else
crap.
for you. Could you have a quick look
Don't
at
want to
that
do
too?
this again.
The weed. Also from the place where the bones were found, I suppose.
Exactly.
Okay, Brent. And what do you want to know about it?
Nothing. Nothing.
Notice anything about
I
it?
talked to you
Grass.
already.
Looks slightly burnt, I'd say.
Precisely.
I think so as well. Could you check that more exactly for me?
Exactly.
What
Check
for?
this weed again.
This is plain, slightly burnt grass. I can tell you that without checking it.
Are there any
I would
special
like to know if there are
residues
any
on it?
Special residues on it. Spirit, charcoal, petrol, something like that.
That's an easy one. One moment, I'll just have a look at it. Doesn't look like it, Halligan. No traces of incendiaries. It's not burnt that much.
How old are the
How old are
burning traces?
I would say they aren't older than 24 hours.
Okay, Chris. See you later.
on.
Put the bag away and talk normally.
Well, Brent, still got a headache?
Don't ask, Chris.
Have you managed to contact Professor Turner?
Yeah, I phoned him, but he wasn't in.
Not in?
He's on an expedition. I just talked to some woman who works there.
With his extension number?
Yes, exactly.
Well, Halligan, that was probably his daughter Melanie. She works in the museum as well. My
Oh,
friend
great.
told me a lot about
I
her.
want to meet her.
He used to be really keen on her.
So, Professor Turner has a daughter. Thanks, Chris. I think that'll help me.
Chris is definitely a genius. And yeah, I do still have a headache. I just had a biomechanical penis shoot an embryo into my head vagina. Oh wait, sorry, different point and click game. Which I need to play one day. I don't know the phone number, and I have to press the actual numbers, I think, in the phone. I can try. Lost. Okay, fine. Trying to acclimate. Game can change rules. So let's see if the bone Let's see if the bone works differently this time. Oh.
What's wrong?
Still need to actually press the number. The bone does work different around women, that is known. That is true. But I'm not a woman, so the rules haven't changed. I still need to go to a payphone, even though I could have looked up the number, put it down, remembered it, and phoned from the office, but nope. It has to be directly in front of me on paper in this book. Otherwise, I cannot call them.
Let's see if the phone number of the museum is listed in here. Museum, okay. Museum of African Studies, Museum of Ancient History. Here, Anthropological Museum. And the extension of Professor Turner? It's here. I've got it.
Magic coins.
Hello?
Hello, this is Halligan again. Please don't hang up, Miss Turner.
How do you know my name, Mr. Halligan?
Chris Hecker told me that Professor Turner's your father.
Yes, that's true.
What do you do at the museum?
I'm an anthropologist.
The same as your father.
Yes.
Miss Turner, do you think you could help me?
That depends. What's the trouble?
I found a bone that I've had examined at
Yeah, I want to show you my bone.
A human bone?
Yes, of course. It belonged to a murder victim.
Murder? How awful.
The bone is from the body of one of the victims of the skeleton murders. I take it you've read about them?
Oh, good heavens, yes. What can I do for you?
Couldn't we discuss that inside?
Certainly. Come on over. I'll let you in.
Woohoo! All about the privacy. No traceable phone calls here. No, that's what he thinks, at least. I wouldn't say it hasn't been enjoyable, at least, Chaos, so far. Hello there!
Yes, that's right. Hello, Miss Turner. Nice to meet you. Thank you for taking the time.
No problem. We're closed anyway. The museum is being refurbished.
It's not easy to get in touch with you. I was close to giving up.
Oh, you
Game
mean
sponsored
because
by
of the phone
Coke, it's
call?
making you
I'm
thirsty.
really sorry. I do sometimes tend to be rather short on the phone. You know, I get unpleasant calls sometimes, and that's why I'm a bit suspicious.
I see. Well, I finally got in touch with you.
Would you like to come in?
Oh, definitely I would.
Would you like a cup of coffee or anything else?
No, thanks.
Mr. Halligan, how may I help you?
As I said, I'm working on the skeleton murders. We found another victim in Epping Forest. All
I've
the
got a
evidence
long,
points
hard
to the
bone
same
in my
culprit
pocket I
as
want to
all the
show
other
you.
cases. The corpse was completely skeletonized. Professional work.
That's horrible. But how can I help you?
My colleague Chris Hecker of the Forensic Lab has already had a look at the bones. He thought that your father could perhaps carry out some additional tests. He is a renowned expert, after all.
Yes, he could do that. But as I said, my father isn't here.
I know, but it is very urgent. Perhaps you could have a look?
You say you've got some of the bones with you?
Yes, just
Definitely.
one. Here.
You think so, Roland? I think
This
that
is a
might be an
field.
unfounded
Yes, that's what
allegation
Chris
right
Hecker
now.
said as well.
It will take some time, Mr. Halligan. Could you wait a moment?
Sure.
Yes, sure.
I'll just sit here. Oh, now I'm controlling her.
There's methanol in there. It's sometimes used to clean up relics. Father's distiller.
I'm not gonna say that things are phallic in this game, but just look at this glass thing with the ball here and then.
Father's distiller.
It's his father's distiller. His father's distiller. Quite normal. Very ordinary.
These are pieces of very old statues. It's not easy to put them together. These are pieces of very old statues. It's not easy to put them together. Not a good idea. Oh, Melanie, that won't work.
What the f... I talk to myself. See, the ethanol is still in the system. Okay, anyway, that's just a hallucination. Don't worry about it. Just ignore the hallucination.
It's not real, it's not happening again. It's all in your head.
Exactly.
The wash basin.
Alright, now let's see all the things we can find first before actually trying to do things. Forbidden Archaeology Impact by Mikala Krimo. What is it indeed? It is a raid! It is a Nero raid, thank you very much. Welcome, I'm Fintrovert, your friendly neighborhood variety streamer, and we are delving into the mystery of the Druids. Welcome everywhere. What were you playing today, Nero? Hope all of you had a great friggin' time. And yes, pay no attention to the Melanie in the corner. There's no twin that's not supposed to exist. Yeah, just ignore her and she'll go away. That's exactly my plan here. Sure, I may have a clone that should not exist. Halligan staring at the clone's ass. That's fine. I'm just gonna try and ignore the whole situation. That's the best way to react to this situation. Finished episode 3 of OT. Why can't I English today? Finished episode 3 of Song of Horror. I haven't actually heard of that. I haven't heard of many things. Especially since I've been on a very old game binge lately.
Pieces of broken vessels.
I think I gotta look it up because that sounds like a thing I might do.
Broken vessels. The sheath of a dagger. These stilettos were found during the excavations in Tenochtitlan, which is now Mexico City.
Right, so I feel like handy. At least she has a flintlock. That may come in handy. Now, what's this? Well, 3 years old and plays like a silent little detective mystery. Ooh, better now. The clone will give Halligan a lap dance. At least that'll keep him busy. What is this? Tell me.
That's a human femur. Mr. Halligan gave it to me.
Okay. It's a cutter.
A slice of the femur. It's wafer thin. You can almost see through it.
Okay, now I think maybe here.
I don't want that. I should concentrate. It won't work like that, I don't think. I would have been
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Nobody told me how to examine femur pieces. Maybe I'll throw it in the sink. Maybe I should find a microscope.
I won't get any.
Do you have a microscope somewhere? There. Aha!
See a thing.
Wonder why. Trying to find all the hot spots. One more. It's technically possible for her to go fuck herself. That is true. That. Something yellow there. Ah, crap. Let's redo this then.
I can't see it properly. There's some metal residue here.
Metal, you say? Okay.
It's gold. There's some. It's gold. There's some. It's gold.
Okay.
There's some.
Okay, there's metal residue. Gold. What year did Mystery of the Druids come out? I honestly don't remember. Probably somewhere in the 90s. This is a new
These
screen.
sculptures don't belong here. I bought them from a junk dealer for just £20. I ought to take them home with me. I'll put them in the living room.
Now, what does the bone having gold
The
in
head
it
of a
tell
Greek
us?
statue.
Absolutely nothing.
Looks as if that won't work.
Made any
2001.
Yes, a little, but I can't quite make it out. Have you got a moment? I just want to check on something.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, so I still need to examine it more. Still can't do anything with this covered thing.
Two bottles of developer. Two bottles of developer.
Okay, can I do?
No, better. Nothing's happening.
And now we know it has some kind of gold residue in it. Can I cut another piece? Oh, okay. That was the microscope which I used. See that it has gold in it.
This mask is worn for New Year's celebrations in New Guinea.
That looks kind of golden, right?
A death mask. This Greek vase was given to us by a local resident. She thought the museum would be interested in it, but it's just a cheap imitation.
Right, now. What next? Something in this room. That much is obvious, but what? I don't think the weapons have anything to do with it.
Pieces of broken vessels.
Or do these...
Forbidden archaeologies. My favourite. Forbidden archaeologies.
Weapons are always the answer.
A relief.
At least sometimes,
it's just
yeah.
come back from the restorer.
Do next. Crush it? No.
I'd better think. Looks as if that won't work. No, I should try and think of some. Looks as if that won't work. It won't work like that, I don't think. Oh, Melanie, it won't. I don't want that.
Sometimes the game doesn't really give you much to work on.
Father's distiller. Father's distiller.
Like now. Okay, I know now it has gold in it. I'm not an anthropologist. What do I do with that information?
These sculptures don't belong. These pieces fit together, but my father and I never managed to figure out where they came from.
Some of the most complex puzzle sequences to achieve even the simplest tasks. I can believe that very much.
Antique muzzle. These stilettos were found during the
Right now.
This dagger needs. That's a stiletto. The sheath of a dagger. Pieces of broken vessel.
Only have
it must have been
two
practically
items.
impossible to. This statue's from North Africa. I think it represents the god of the earth.
That's the thing, Shan. I have no idea. I'm trying to figure out something about those bones, but I don't know how. All I know, I used this. Yeah. Then this is the only thing I can interact with the crap. Only thing I can interact with this thing. Microscope.
It's gold. There's some metal residue here. It's gold. There's
This
some metal residue. It's gold.
is the information I get.
There's some metal residue here.
That in the bone slice there's metal residue,
It's gold.
which is gold.
There's some metal residue here.
Now I'd need tools or something to examine the rest.
I'll never get the bone under there.
Cannot put that there. That's why I have to slice it. What tools do I have to use next? Figure anything out.
That's futile as well. I don't think it'll work. Would that really? That doesn't work. I should it won't work like that. A slice of the femur.
I
It's
cannot.
quite a thing. You can
I cannot
always see
wash
through
that.
A wash basin. Father hates it when I use up all his chemicals.
I couldn't even get the tweezers last time. I can definitely understand why this got... Yeah, these puzzles are fucking ridiculous. I can understand those reviews. This game seems to rely very heavily on pixel hunting, for example. Trying to just find the right thing. There must be teasers, not tweezers. Alright, now can I show this piece to him?
Made any progress?
Yes, a little, but I can't quite make it out. Have you got a moment? I just want to check on something.
Sure, no problem.
That's one part, but there's a second part, which that if I wouldn't be so concerned about thinking, is it also relies a lot on quite what the fucky logic.
It won't work. Not a good idea. I'd better think about. It won't work like that. It won't work like that. No,
Sometimes it's like, okay, what the fuck am I supposed to use to what? Because I'm not entirely sure even what I'm supposed to do.
I won't get anywhere that.
I only have 2 tools, which I know I can use for these, which I've used already. This is full of completely useless stuff.
These sculptures don't
There are
belong
sculptures
here.
that
I bought
don't
them
belong
from a junk
here.
dealer for just £20. I ought to take them home with me.
Don't
I'll
need
put them in the living
sculptures to
room.
look at bones.
I don't want that. Would that really be clever? That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't help. That doesn't work. No, better not. That's interesting. The notches in the bone were made by a sharp instrument. The sickle matches the notches to a T.
Go, one part. Something sickle, something gold.
Made any progress?
Yes, a little, but I can't quite make it out. Have you got a moment? I just want to check on something.
Sure, no problem.
That's not enough. So the damage in the bones is consistent with the sickle. There's gold residue in the wounds, so can we then assume either a combination of gold and sickles or a golden sickle? Exactly. It's Druids, so it could be a golden sickle. Or just golden sickles. You never know. Well, we probably will by the end of the game, but we don't know yet. But what next? Now we have exhausted yet another part. We have examined a slice under the microscope. So we sliced the bone, examined it under the microscope, and now we compared the damage on the bone to the weapons on the table. Okay, so what else do we have we could do in this room? Do you mean the magazines here? The Impact by Michaela Cremo.
Hey, didn't this edition mention something in connection with sacrificial
All right, now
rites
it means
in Britain?
something.
Let's see. Yes, here it is. An article about the Druids and their sacrificial rites.
Druids!
The latest findings indicate that in ancient England it was probable for the most... for their high ceremonies, the Celts usually prefer to use... incredible. It all fits in with this bone. I'm sure the detective will be very interested.
Hello, detective. You found
Mr.
information.
I believe I've found something interesting about your bone.
Go ahead.
In my opinion, this bone was worked on.
With a sickle?
Yes, and probably with a sickle made of gold.
What makes you think that?
The bone bears notches matching the cutting form of a sickle to a T, and I found a trace of gold in one of the notches.
A golden sickle? Who would use a weapon like that in order to cut a human being to pieces?
That's what I asked myself as well. I found an interesting article which could help us. According to the historian Arthur Blake, the Britannic Druids carried out very bloody sacrificial rites. He found out that such rites took place at major celebrations of the Celts. He assumes that consecrated golden sickles were used for those rites.
And how does he know about these things?
He learned about it from old inscriptions he's translating at the moment. Interesting, huh?
Celts? Druids? Quite some time has passed since then, hasn't it?
Oh, quite,
Of
at least
course, but the
20
descriptions
minutes.
in the article absolutely match the findings on your bone, Mr. Halligan. I'm sure the author of the article can help you.
Alright, so we need to find an author of the article. More logic that works for the games, but... well, still, it's a point-and-click adventure. One cannot be too critical of all the things. Let's see. What did you say the author's name was? My memory is very bad.
What did you say this author's name was?
Blake. Arthur Blake.
Was there any mention in the article of how you could get in touch with the man?
I thought you'd ask that. His address was printed below the article. 366 Pinewood Road, Northampton.
Very glad that people actually, give their home addresses when they write articles for things. That's usually a thing you add, right? Here is this thing about druids and stuff. Also, here's my address in case you want to kill me. I'd like to ask some questions about your
I would like
work.
to ask you some questions about your work, just out of interest.
What are these strange things here in your
All
lab?
these strange things here in your lab?
They're things my father and I have brought back from various expeditions. They have to be catalogued, will then become part of the permanent exhibition of our museum. Some things are personal presents. We keep those, of course.
You see quite a lot of the world, don't you?
Yes, that's part of my job.
Oh, that's nice. What's your father's current research project?
What's your father's current research project?
You go to Kenya to see the lions?
Initiation rituals.
What?
The rituals carried out when the childhoods of boys and girls end, and they're admitted to the circle of adults.
That's been... things happen that I'm not going to touch on. Anyway, how long have you been working here?
How long have you been working here?
Several years. My father helped me to get the job here at the museum.
Nepotism.
Indispensable nowadays, aren't they?
I was the most qualified applicant. But it's not easy to gain acceptance with the old boys of the museum's board when you're a woman. You have to be at least twice as good as the best male applicant.
And you were?
Of course I was. It's been decided that I'll be the head of the museum as soon as my father retires.
When will that be?
In 5 years?
Then you will have achieved a lot for someone your age.
How old do you think I am?
I'd say 29.
Exactly.
Good guess. Well, I'm going there now.
Mr. Halligan, I'm interested in this, particularly because of my job. I'd like to help you with your case. Would you take me with you?
Impossible. It's confidential police work. I have to see him on my own. I'm sorry.
I'm sure my knowledge would be to your advantage, Mr. Halligan, and I think it would be really interesting to work on a case like that.
I know you're not, Shan.
Oh, when I think about it, perhaps
Oh,
that's
you're
not
not.
a bad idea at all. Perhaps there will be more examinations to be done. Okay, Miss Turner, let's do it like this. I'll keep you informed on the case. If I hear anything new or if I need your help, I'll contact you. What do you think?
All right. I'll see you later then.
Yeah, see you later. And thank you, Miss Turner.
There we go. Progress. Now, since we have an address, I don't think there's any need to do anything else here. Instead, we're gonna go meet Arthur Blake.
This must be it. Pretty out of the way.
Ding dong. Hi, Piglet.
Mr. Blake?
Yes?
My name's Brent Halligan. I'm a detective from Scotland Yard. I have a few questions I need to ask you.
Scotland Yard? What's this about? Is something wrong?
I'd rather we discuss this in private. Do you mind if I come in?
I'm not sure. What's happened? Is there a problem with one of my publications?
No, sir. I'm investigating a murder case. Perhaps you could help me? It really won't take very long.
Murder? How awful. But what's it got to do with me?
Mr. Blake, I'd really prefer it if we could go somewhere a little more private. May I come in?
Well, yes, certainly. Come on in.
Game looks hot. It's definitely hot. And there's been, we're actually investigating a hot boning. Could be thinking of ninjas, Fessa, because I'm actually leveling up my ninja, finally, in Final Fantasy XIV. Well, sir. Also, just a moment. Need to go sneezy. Apologies. Yeah, music became intense because of my sneezing.
The author of a book on Druids, am I right?
Yes, quite correct. In fact, I'm just working on a revised version for the next edition. But what makes you so interested in my book?
I'm currently investigating a series of murders in London. I've made some interesting discoveries that I'd like to discuss with you.
What series of murders are we talking about?
The ones about the Druids.
You may have read about them in the papers.
Oh, yes. Of course. A terrible business.
Mr. Blake, I believe there may be some sort of ritual behind these murders.
Well, what makes you think that?
Dr. Turner from the Anthropological Museum in Oxford examined one of the last victim's bones for me. She found residual traces of gold on it and round notches.
Round notches, you say?
Yes. Does that mean anything to you? Doesn't your book on Druids mention ritual killings for which a golden sickle was used?
True. Are you saying these murders are based on the same ritual?
That's what I've come to ask you.
But that's impossible. It can't be true. It's... My God. It would be unthinkable. It would confirm all my translations. I've been researching the history of the Druids for 30 years now. but I've never yet found proof of my greatest fears.
Your greatest fears?
Yes, the perfection
Yes,
of the
eating a
final
loaf of
ritual,
bread laced with
the
rat
full
poison.
confirmation of the Druids' power.
Yeah, I don't think I'm quite that far yet, Fessa, but I will know that. What's this final ritual all about?
Final ritual all about?
This is the text I wrote down during my travels through England and France. You know, when you travel through the country, you can feel that many locals still believe in the old Celtic customs. A group of farmers in the south of England let me copy the inscriptions on a megalith that stands in a field there. They claim that there used to be a huge Druid temple close to their house, but there's nothing left of it now. Whatever. I managed to translate the text, at least in part.
Okay, Mr. Blake, please come to the point. What does it say?
It says that the last of the Druids saw the fall of their priesthood coming in the year 1000 AD. In the confusion surrounding the final destruction of the Order, a demonic superior Druid seized power, using his knowledge of Druid magic, not for the good of his people and to honor the gods, but to submit all of mankind to his rule. In order to secure the survival of the Druids' tradition, and to complete his devilish work, he organized a final ritual, transferring the knowledge and power of the last of the Druids to 5 infants. These infants have always been referred to as the inheritors.
Go on.
The inscription says that the ritual was not entirely completed. I've not yet been able to discover why, but from what I've learned, the inheritors are strong and powerful enough to one day complete the ritual by themselves.
Alright. I was about to make a joke about Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk, but instead I'm just saying that I was supposed to make a joke about that. But I couldn't think of 2 other names. So I decided to fuck it. Leave it there. Doton is the circle of dirt skill, great when fighting multiple enemies that will live longer than 12 seconds, but bad ninja get in the habit of always just using Doton even on single targets. I hate bad ninja. Alright. Maybe when I get that far, I'll figure it out. Right now, I'm not that far. I just got to Shadowbringers with my Dragoon. So slowly leveling ninja while also, you know, trying to get further in the story. So, what happened to the Druids after 1000 AD?
What happened to the Druids after 1000 AD?
Well, that's a good question, Mr. Halligan.
I'm not entirely sure.
Some suspect that many Druids simply became priests in the Christian church. After all, Christian priests took over the position in society that had formerly been reserved for the Druids. They simply changed their jobs.
And secretly continued their own religion?
That's not unlikely. They certainly influenced the Christian church. That we do know. Some experts believe that the Druids' order never ceased to exist. That's where the myth surrounding the final ritual comes in. It supposedly took place 1,000 years ago.
That was some timing, Shan. What have these murders got to do with the myth? Well,
right.
I
What have these murders got to do with the myth?
Well, that's just
What
it,
murders?
Mr. Halligan. I haven't told you the whole story yet.
Well, tell me it.
Yes. The inscriptions explain that the Druids' inheritors require the life force of other people to complete the ritual.
I see. And how do they do that?
According to legend, the flesh has to be cut off the bones of living humans and to be eaten. Only then can their life force be transferred.
You mean the victims of these skeleton murders were practically eaten alive by cannibals?
By Druids. Yes.
I don't believe it.
The worst is yet to come, Mr. Halligan.
What? What could possibly be worse than that?
If such skeletons have been found in London, bearing marks of a golden sickle, it can only mean one thing. The inheritors are preparing for the perfection of their final ritual.
Which means?
The myth says, once the ritual has been completed, the world will become a place governed by evil. Dark magic will be unleashed
What
upon
horrors.
the world, and
I know.
mankind will have but one choice, to obey or to die.
Great. And you really believe all that?
I believe it's possible. You know, Mr. Halligan, I'm not a superstitious man, but I've spent enough time studying Druidism to know that more goes on between heaven and earth than we can possibly imagine.
I quite agree.
You see? And the skeletons that have been found within the past few months fit in perfectly with the Druids' sacrificial rites. The day of the ritual's perfection is drawing near. Of that I'm certain. What we're looking at right now is just the beginning. Before we're through, more people will die, and the inheritors will soon be strong enough.
The evil, hate-filled Cthulhu from a dimension far away, flying through gates of madness and into your heart. Yes,
So, how can I do that?
That's an easy thing to say, but how can I?
There may be a way. During
First, you must learn how to
research,
lip sync.
I came across something very interesting. If the story I've heard is true, then there's a certain item that was extremely important for the ritual 1,000 years ago.
What is it?
A piece of jewelry mentioned in the old inscriptions. The Amulet of Transformation. You should try to gain possession of that amulet.
The Amulet of Transformation? What's its purpose?
I don't know, Mr. Halligan. Nobody does. All I do know is that the myth says it's important for the completion of the ritual. If you find the amulet, you may be able to prevent the ritual.
Right. Well, tell me more about the amulet,
How did
then.
you find out about the amulet?
That's so important.
My work led to the discovery of a connection between the Druids of Gaul and Britain. It seems there was a small group of British Druids who fled to France when the ritual failed.
What for?
I don't know. Maybe they wanted to save the amulet. I found out that a 13th century despotic French nobleman somehow gained possession of the amulet. I found a picture of him in an old archive.
Really? Let me see.
That's the amulet, then. That's a drawing of a guy. He had a castle. This amulet part is the important part. It's a cross thing with 3 things above it. Oh, he has a glove on that hand, Shan.
Well, he doesn't look particularly friendly. Was he a druid?
Well, he must have had something to do with the Druids, but I really can't tell you how he gained possession of the amulet. However, he is the only clue that I can possibly give you as to the whereabouts of the amulet. I suggest that you make your way to Carmore. With any luck, you may find more clues leading to the amulet there.
Oh. I might go there, because I do need the amulet, but I need the car more. Alright, I'll get going immediately.
Mr. Blake. I'll get going immediately.
Take care of yourself, Mr. Halligan. Good luck.
I stole the spirit of your joke, I'm sorry. Yeah, the artwork is nice. It is supposed to be medieval, so it kinda fits.
An old pendulum clock with a Roman face. Mr. Blake seems to be a man.
Blake seems to be a man, I agree. I could be wrong, but that's the first impression I get.
Books. A lot of books.
Whee! I have no idea, Shan. Will he ever stream Return of Obra? Maybe if I ever get to buy the game, then yeah. I don't own it yet, Shan, so I cannot stream it. But I definitely do wanna one day. Portsmouth. Portsmouth. Well, since it's British, it's probably porridge. I don't know how to pronounce things sometimes. Soft lock spot. Alright. I like the tunes.
Hello, Captain.
Bonjour. Do you know the Castle of Carmore?
The Castle of Carmore. I say. I might.
Oh, could you
Well,
tell
do
me?
you know the castle, don't
Yes
you?
or no?
You're not being very talkative. No.
Well, thanks for the conversation, asshole.
Thanks for the conversation. You're welcome.
Basically. Don't replace the save you made because that's safe. All
Good
right.
day to you, monsieur.
Shush, 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 silence.
Which way's the
Tell
castle?
me, my good man, which way is the castle?
Castle? Oh, you mean the burnt down mound of rubble on the outskirts of the village, I suppose?
Yes, that's
Probably.
What do you want to go there for? There's nothing to see there.
Except
Just want to
burnt
take a
down
look
rubble.
around. So, which way do I go?
Oh, that's simple. Just follow the road through the village, past the crossroads, and straight ahead. Keep going for
thanks.
about 3 kilometers, and you can't miss it.
Perfect. Ever heard of the Lord of the Castle of
Have
Carmore?
you ever heard of the Lord of the Castle of Carmore?
Yes, of course. My parents used to tell me about him in order to scare me when I wouldn't go to bed. For the children of Carmore, the Lord was a kind of bogeyman, you know. Our parents used to tell us horror stories about him.
What did they say?
That villagers used to vanish, that the Lord would catch and kill little children. They told me, Pierre, sleep now, or the Lord will come and get you. I remember it as if it had been yesterday.
Yeah, sound mixing is shit again. I've noticed. Oh, wait, they reset.
It's me again.
Quiet. My God, haven't you been listening? I'm trying to catch fish, my friend.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Well, how do you like the area?
Perfect.
Have you explored it yet?
Not really, to be honest.
Aha. Then what are you doing here again? Trying to scare the fish away, hmm?
No, there were just a few points I wanted to clear up.
Well, it's
Very
fixed
well.
now.
But keep your voice down, will you?
Certainly.
Which way is the
Tell
castle?
me, my
let's,
good man,
let's start
which
this
way is the
over again
castle?
because
Castle?
I didn't go through the
You mean the
discussions.
burnt down mound of rubble on the outskirts of the village, I suppose?
Yes, that's it.
What do you want to go there for? There's nothing to see there.
I just want to take a look around.
Oh, that's simple. Keep going.
Oh, the castle burnt down, did it?
So the castle burnt down, did it?
Yes, that's right. I think it happened in some war or other, or during the Inquisition.
No, not during
That
the
was
Inquisition.
hundreds of years
Not the
ago.
Dragon Age Inquisition, at least. What do you know about the
What do
castle?
you know about the castle?
Ah, not much. It's supposed to have belonged to a rich family around here many centuries ago. As a child, I used to play in the ruins with my friends, but it's not really safe to go walking around in the rubble.
Why is that?
It's in danger of collapsing, my friend.
Perfect.
Anyway, it's pretty creepy out there, especially in the cemetery. There's not much left of the castle nowadays. Local farmers use the ruin as a quarry when they need stones for their houses. There's just a few bits of rubble left, that's all.
Oh, tell me
Have you
about the
ever
Lord
heard
of
of
the
the
Castle
Lord
of
of the
Carmore
Castle
again.
of Carmore?
Yes, of course. My parents used to tell me about him in order to scare me when I wouldn't go to bed. For the children of Carmore, the Lord was a kind of bogeyman, you know. Our parents used to tell us horror stories about him.
What did they say?
That villagers used to vanish, that the Lord would catch and kill little children. They told me, Pierre, sleep now, or the Lord will come and get you. I remember it as if it had been yesterday.
Was. Have you ever been to the castle as an adult?
Have you ever been to the castle as an adult?
Yes, a couple of times. We needed stones for our new stable, but I don't mind telling you, I wasn't too happy out there.
What do people believe would happen if the Lord came to
What did
get you?
people believe would happen if the Lord came to get you?
You'd be killed and fed to the Lord's hounds. At least, that's what my parents told me.
That's not much of a bedtime story to tell a small boy.
True, but it worked. We kept away from the castle after dark, believe me.
Was the Lord such an evil character then?
Was the Lord such an evil character then?
Oh, yes, so I've heard. They say he murdered his entire family, not to mention half the household. He was a madman, but I don't remember many details of the old stories.
Well,
I have to
good luck
go.
with your fishing.
Good luck with your fishing.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. Schloss von Kamor. Hafen von Kamor. Seems like the language kind of sort of changed. Probably soft lock now. That's great. Okay, could you tell me then what the fuck soft locks me? Because I don't know what anybody is even talking about. Kind of hard to do anything when I have no idea what people are talking about. Okay, so I cannot okay, see? Could have told me that, and it would have been... I need to get something from this screen before leaving. There we go. Now that you've told me what soft locks things, I can do things.
Good day to you, monsieur.
Shush, 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 silence.
Like your fishing rod.
I like your fishing rod. It's a beauty.
Yes, nice, isn't it? It's an enhanced fiberglass telescope, ultralight 47, the latest model.
Do you mind if I hold your fishing rod for a while? I'm in the habit of asking people if they could borrow things, and then I'll never return.
Do you mind if I hold your fishing rod for a while?
Sorry, my friend.
Like scissors.
It was very expensive. I spent 800 francs on it, and I'm not going to let anyone
That's like
else touch it.
€3 or something. What are you planning to catch?
What are you planning to catch?
You may not believe me, but I've caught all kinds of things here. You know, I've caught pike 5 meters long, with eyes like plates and razor-sharp teeth. That's why I bought this rod.
Sure.
The last one was pulled clean out of my hands by one of those beasts.
You expect me to believe that?
Of course. It's the truth. I swear it. I even had some photos of one of those fish, but I'm afraid I lost them. They fell into the water. Right here.
And now there's not a shred of evidence to support your story. That is a pity.
Don't you believe me? Ask
No.
Capitaine Deneuve.
Of
He will
course!
confirm it. I often show him the fish that I catch.
Who's that?
Capitaine Deneuve? Who's that?
Oh, you don't know him? He captains the ferry that brought you here. He's over
Oh,
there.
right. The guy who
on board.
doesn't really say
He's
anything.
experienced a lot and has been all over the place. He knows a lot of stories. Incredible stories.
Oh? Like what, for example?
You'll have to ask him that yourself. I never really listen properly when he starts spinning his yarns. He's bound to
How do you
tell
know he
a
knows
story.
incredible stories if you don't listen
You
to
just
them?
have to know how to deal with him.
Is he a difficult man then? How to deal with him?
How to
then?
deal with him? What do you mean?
Not so loud, please.
Because of the fish?
No, because of Capitaine Deneuve. He might hear us.
And?
Look, I'll tell you something. Deneuve's a bit strange. He insists on being addressed by his title. It's how do you call it? A peculiarity of his.
Oh, so he's a prick.
Why is that?
Okay,
He's an
I
old
understand.
sea dog from a real old seafaring family. Some ancestor of his served in Napoleon's fleet. He himself used to go out to sea doing the real thing. Got a master's certificate and all that. Seen the world, so he says. These days he just captains the ferry. But he still insists on people using his title. He says his rank should still command people's respect.
Oh, well, if that's all, I don't mind. What do I have to call him then?
Monsieur le Capitaine Charles Deneuve. That's his full title. He'll appreciate that.
Got it. Thanks for the hint.
Well, good luck with your fishing then.
I have to go. Good luck with your fishing.
I'm apparently going to go grovel to a captain. Sorry, Monsieur Capitaine.
Excuse me?
What?
You're Monsieur le Capitaine Charles Deneuve, aren't you?
You're Monsieur le Capitaine Charles Deneuve, aren't you?
Yes, that is correct, my boy. Charles Deneuve, Capitaine of the Merchant Navy of France. How do you know my name?
I've been talking to a friend of yours, the fisherman over there at the jetty.
Pierre? Ah, yes, old Pierre. I expect he has been telling you about his pike, the one that was 5 meters long.
Yes,
Quite,
he did.
Quite. Same, but that's not the best Pierre, though. The best Pierre is Pierre Kirby. Pierre says you're from Carmore, like is that true? Oh, is his story
Is his
true?
story true?
To be honest with you, my boy, Pierre tends to exaggerate a little, just like all fishermen. The pike was about 4.5 meters long, no more than that.
Just 4.5. Pierre says you're from Carmore.
Pierre says you're from Carmore, like he is. Is that true?
Yes, that's right. I grew up here. As a youngster, I wanted to be a fisherman and used to work on my father's trawler. Later, I went to naval college to become a captain of the Merchant Navy of France. I have a small house at the end of the road, just behind Francois' Bistro.
No idea, Case. Tell me more about Pierre.
Tell me more about Pierre.
I meet him almost every day. He doesn't have much to do these days. Not since the fishing industry went down the drain.
So he's a fisherman, is he?
He used to have 3 trawlers and 5 employees. But nobody wants French fish anymore these days. They're too expensive. Now he spends his days sitting at the jetty, catching a few fish for himself and his friends to eat. They meet round at his place practically every evening and talk about old times, when they used to go out on their trawlers every day.
Dick Dastardly from Wacky Races is called Pierre in Spanish. Pierre Nodoyuna, okay, also known as Pierre. I fail at everything. How long does he sit there fishing?
How long does he sit there fishing?
Until I come back with my last load of passengers. Since he's had that fishing rod, he sometimes sits there even longer. If I have time, we go over to Francois' place when I'm finished for the day.
Do you have anything better
Doesn't he have
to do?
anything better to do?
No, not much. None of the villagers here has much to do, since business is so bad nowadays. Pierre has a small farm which supplies him with all he needs. A few years back, he built himself a small stable next to his house, where he keeps a few animals. His life is rather boring, really. That's why he's always pleased when I tell him a few stories.
Very pleased, according to himself.
Thank you, Monsieur le Capitaine. You've been
Pleased
a great
by-
help.
You're welcome, my
If
boy.
pleased means he's not listening. Right, so I need to get something from this screen.
That's salt. That's salt.
And that's salt, folks.
A de chevaux. Probably the fisherman's. Carmore. A picturesque little place. Excuse me, Pierre.
Yes? Now what?
Tell me about fishing.
I'd like to speak to you about fishing.
What would you like to know?
I like your fishing
more
rod.
about the
It's a
fishing rod.
beauty.
Yes, nice, isn't it? It's an enhanced...
Doing the same thing.
Could you give me one of your fish?
On a normal day, I would, but I just haven't been able to catch enough today.
How many fish have you caught?
Yeah, probably some
Not a
non-logic.
single one, my friend.
That's not a lot.
I do this.
Precisely. I must try to catch some now, otherwise I will have nothing to offer this evening.
You're planning to sell the fish?
No, no. I have visitors coming this evening, you understand?
I see.
I don't have visitors.
I suppose there's nothing doing then.
Sorry. Why don't you just buy a fishing rod of your own and come and join me? Who knows? If
I
you're
wish
nice
I
and
could,
quiet,
but I can't leave
you
the
may be
screen,
lucky.
apparently.
What are you planning to catch?
You may not believe me, but I've caught all kinds of things here. You know, I've caught pike, 5, that's what...
You
Of
told me
I
that
they fed-
already.
And now that is it.
Don't you ask...
Sounds rather fishy to
Still
me.
sounds rather fishy to me.
My friend, you came to speak to me. Not... I don't have...
I'm sorry. Okay.
Thanks
No
for your help. I don't have anything I can really interact with here. I can't see. Else can I...
I take it these drums contain fuel.
I do something with these.
I take it these drums contain fuel. That won't feel different with gloves either. Nothing's happening. That doesn't work.
Going the shirt was the excellent photo of Igor Turret. Yeah, it had to be done. Zoom in here, and there's salt. I probably do want to get somehow. Don't think I can use my evidence on that.
That's salt. That's salt. That's salt.
I noticed it is. I wonder if I found all the things I can interact with. I'm in a situation where I just need to figure out what I need to use. What, or...
Monsieur le Capitaine?
What can I do for you?
I've got a few more questions concerning our last... No.
What?
No.
Right, so he doesn't say anything new. So the only thing I can really interact with is the salt.
Excuse
and
me,
these
Pierre?
two
Yes?
guys.
Now what?
I'd like to...
Have you...
Yes, I have.
Oh...
Can you really believe everything he says?
Well, I'm not sure, quite honestly. He's a sailor, and they're always full of stories. 50 years at sea are a long time. Enough time to experience a great deal, and for a lot of things to become a bit muddled up in one's mind.
He certainly seems to say some strange things.
I don't think all his stories are true, but there's a core of truth in many of them. You'll have to make up your own mind which of his stories to believe.
Why does he captain a small ferry
Why
nowadays?
does he only captain a small ferry nowadays?
He used to command a large merchant ship, but then he was dismissed. I think it was because he drank. He missed Cape Town harbour in the fog.
That could have happened to anyone, drink or no drink.
Yes, but it so happens that with him, it was drink. He was actually seeing double. In the fog, he saw the shadowy outlines of two bays and ordered his helmsman to set course for the one on the right.
And that was the wrong one?
Exactly. There was no right-hand bay. The port had one bay, not two. But you'd better keep that to yourself. He gets pretty embarrassed if anyone mentions it.
Okay, so we
I
need
understand.
to mention that to him. That's...
Okay. Thank you for your...
No problem.
Monsieur le
Hi, I
Capitaine...
want to talk about something embarrassing.
I've got a... P.S.
Yeah, later. I have a...
You used to work for the Merchant Navy?
Yes. I have been to practically every single port all over the world, from New York to Zanzibar, from Rotterdam to Cape Town. I have sailed all known and unknown oceans, rivers, backwaters, lakes, and canals. I have seen things no other man on Earth has ever seen.
Sounds exciting.
Buddy.
Yes.
Sure,
But
buddy.
all that was a long time ago. In a few years' time, I shall retire and begin working on my memoirs.
And, are you captain the ferry from Carmore to
And
Portsmouth?
now you only captain the ferry from Carmore to Portsmouth.
Yes, that's right. Is there anything wrong with that? Don't you like talking to people who only captain ferries? It's an important job. People need ferries. Because it just so happens there's a lot of water between the islands and the continent. and somebody has to steer those ferries. But
Quite
I don't
true.
suppose a landlubber like you would understand that.
I didn't mean to offend you, Captain.
That's Monsieur le Capitaine Charles Deneuve to you, my boy. You'd better get a bit dry behind the ears before you start talking to seasoned sailors. Got that?
Yes, sir.
I should think so, too.
Well, thanks for the conversation.
Oh, well, thanks for the conversation.
My boy.
You're welcome.
Well, I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos.
I should think about it again. No, not a chance.
Problem is I don't really have too many things to interact with, and everything I have seems like a fucking stupid idea.
That would be stupid.
I know.
That won't get me any further.
Gonna leave you for the night. Thank you very much, Nero, again for the raid. Do have a good one. And I will try my best.
Not a good idea. I'd rather think about it again.
If I'll strangle him.
Nothing's happening.
Club
No
him with
way.
a bone? No. Give him some grass?
I'd rather think about it again.
Hacking with papers?
That doesn't work. No
Dust him.
way. That won't get me any further. That won't get me
Suffocate
any
him?
further. Of course.
Burn him?
It can't work like that.
Hacking with other papers?
That would be stupid. A de chevaux. Probably the fisherman's. That won't feel different with gloves either.
Have a drink.
I can't see any connection there. I'd better not light that.
Art. It's the best thing to light. Fuel.
I don't believe it will work like that. That is no important evidence, I'm sure about that. Car Moor. A picturesque little place.
Here I can only find
That's
the salt.
That's salt. That's salt. That's salt. That's salt.
Then
Car Moor. A picturesque
Look at
little place.
Car Moor.
Small sailing boats. There doesn't seem to be much of a fish. Small sailing boats. Car Moor. A de chevaux. Probably the fisherman's.
you can talk to these two guys and look at the salt. So far, those are the only things I've been able to find.
I'd
Apple
rather think
juice?
about it again. That won't feel different with gloves either. I can't see any connection there. I'd better not light that. Monsieur le Capitaine?
What can I...
I've got a few... Pierre said...
Yes, later I have a...
Tell me more. So he's a...
He used to have... Now they meet...
Thank you.
You're well...
Just the same ones.
That's salt. Excuse me, Pierre.
Yes?
Talk more.
I'd like to ask...
Have you spoken?
Yes, I have.
Everything.
Can you
Well, 50...
He certainly...
I don't think... You'll have to make up...
A friend of
Is he
yours?
a friend? Well, I've seen him almost every day for a number of years. He captains the ferry, I do my fishing. When he's finished for the day, we sometimes go over to the bistro for a glass of pastis. Yes, now I come to think of it, I suppose we are friends.
Do you get on well with each other? I should think it's pretty difficult being friends with a man like him.
Oh, we get on rather well, really. We don't talk much, you know. If anything, he does the talking, spins his yarns. The only thing about him that sometimes drives me crazy is his damned cat.
The captain has a cat?
Yes. He lets her out here on the jetty in the morning and takes her back in at night. And the damned beast spends all day slinking around here.
You don't like cats?
I hate cats. They steal the fish from my bucket or get tangled up in my fishing line. The nerved creature has often knocked my bucket of bait over, and I've had to go and get some more. I've told him hundreds of times to take the animal on the ferry with him, but he just won't do it.
Tell me more about this cat.
Okay.
No problem.
Excuse me, Pierre.
Yes? Now what?
I don't want to talk to you. God
I'd
damn
like
it.
to...
What would you...
Other men...
When it...
Why?
You...
I like...
Yes.
Well, how do I... Oh, I can just press there. Never mind. Dude.
Monsieur le Cap...
What can I...
I've got a few more... Pierre said...
Yes, later, I have a...
Tell me more about Pierre. So he's...
He used to... Now, they meet...
How long...
I'm not saying I don't enjoy the game, it's just sometimes I'm...
Thank you.
I'd like to be exploring, but then I'm being told I cannot even explore anywhere because I have to do this one thing now because otherwise the game doesn't work because it's bugged. Generally, I could just explore and try and find things and do other things. But I cannot. That's
Monsieur le
sucky.
Capitaine.
But I've tried fucking every conversation option, so unless I have to ask this, which I think is just gonna leave me
When are you leaving?
outside here. Oh.
No.
Very well.
Monsieur le Capitaine.
What?
For fuck's sake.
I've got a... P.S.
Yes, later, I have a...
You...
Yeah, I have...
Sounds like...
Yeah, but all...
Your memoirs.
Oh, yes, my...
Really?
I have seen ships disappear in the Bermuda...
You were in all?
Of course.
I thought octopuses only...
Quite, my boy. Octopuses. What do you...
Well, that's... Do you know any
Tell me
more?
more.
Take the story of Nantucket Island, for instance. I was
I'll tell
stranded
you what
there
you can
for
do
a
with the
number
story
of
about the
years.
Nantucket Island.
Would you like to hear it?
You
Is
can
it a
fuck
long
it.
story?
Like I said, I spent...
Some other... Thank you,
You're welcome.
None of that helped me at
Monsieur le
all.
What can I...
I've got a few more questions concerning... P.S.
Yes, that later I went to... I have a
You used to...
Yeah, I have...
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, but all that...
Your men?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I have seen ships
You were in all the...
Of course.
I thought octopus...
Quite, my boy. Octopus. What do you...
Well, that's... What do you know?
The castle. The castle is shrouded...
That's saying...
Precisely, my boy. But none of it is as mysterious.
Tell me more.
The castle of Carmoor was once the home of a good and righteous lord. Around 1000 A.D., the Druids came there. You've heard of the Druids, I take it?
Oh, yes. Quite a lot, in fact. Go on. Where did these druids come from?
They were the last of the Druids from Britain.
Really?
Yes, really, my boy.
Do you know why they came to the castle?
They entrusted the Lord and his family with the safekeeping of something of great value to them.
The amulet we're looking for.
Nobody ever found out, my boy.
All right, what happened then?
The item remained in the family's possession for generations. But then the castle went to a descendant of the family who was not good and righteous, but cruel and mean. The evil lord of Carmore.
Was that what he was called?
That's what he has been called for centuries. He was a tyrant and a murderer. He enjoyed killing and held satanic ceremonies at the castle. Villagers would disappear from Carmore and never be seen again. They say he was executed during the Inquisition.
How do you
know all this?
From age-old stories that people tell around here. Children heard them from
Probably
their
have to
parents,
go through all of
who in
those
turn
things
had
again
been
to
told
get
them
the
by their
other
own
option.
parents. They were handed down through the generations. Sometimes, people even come here from town. People like you. We even had a real aristocrat here from England once.
Oh, great. Tell me about the aristocrat.
Do you know his name?
No.
What did he want?
He said he'd lost something out at the ruin. A necklace, a family
he was
heirloom.
looking for the amulet,
It
okay.
seems to have been very important to
Aristocrat
him.
from England
the
looking
five
for
of
the
them
amulet.
spent days searching the ruins.
5?
Yes, there were 5 of them. They rented rooms above the bistro. 5 bigwigs in smart suits. One even had a uniform on.
Did they find the necklace?
No, I don't think so. They left after a couple of days.
Interesting. Thank you, Monsieur le Capitaine. You've been a...
You're well...
Monsieur le...
Now for the other option, which means I'm gonna have to go through the same fucking things again.
Yes. Later, I have...
You...
Yeah, I have...
Sounds like...
Yeah,
Conversation trees are not super well written in this.
Your mem...
No.
Really?
I have...
You were an...
Of...
I thought...
Quite my octopus... What...
Well, that... What do you know? That's same.
Precise, but not...
Tell me...
The cast you've...
Oh, yeah?
They were the last...
Really?
Yes.
Do you know what...
They...
What was it?
Nope.
All right.
The item... But then...
Was that what...
That's what villagers, they say.
What do you mean they say?
What do you mean?
No. I know the true story. The castle was destroyed before the Inquisition ever began.
But how?
The truth was told in a very old Breton legend.
And?
One day, a salt seller by the name of Gergen came to the castle of Carmore and asked the evil lord for a drink of water.
Seller
but
sounds
the lord
important.
set his dogs on the man.
Go on.
Out of revenge for the lord's cruelty, Gergen hurled a handful of salt at the castle, which tumbled down immediately, burying the lord beneath it.
But why?
It was an ancient druid curse.
Oh. Ancient Chinese secret. How can salt destroy a whole castle?
How can salt destroy a whole castle?
Through the magic of the druids. Salt is a destructive element. It corrodes, it decomposes, it parches. It can make people die of thirst.
The salt seller had knowledge of the druidic customs.
The salt seller had knowledge of druid customs?
Well, he certainly knew how to use the magic that druids employed to deal with their enemies.
So the evil lord died.
So the evil lord died?
Yes. He's buried in the mausoleum in the castle cemetery.
Alright,
How
now
do you
let's
from children
just
some
make
we
sure. Thing. Yeah,
thank
you.
You're well.
Well, that's what atheists usually do. They spend time studying things so they
Excuse
can
me,
go.
Pierre.
Yes.
Oh! Exactly.
I'd like to have you... Yes. Can you... Well, 50 said... You'll have... Is he a friend? Yes. And you get... If the only... The cap... Yes. You don't like... I've told... Why... He... That could... Yeah. And that... Exhibit...
To go through everything again. Tell me of the castle.
What do you... as a child...
Why is that?
Anyway, there's not... There's just...
Have you...
Yes. For the...
What did
the... I...
people believe.
Have you...
Yes, this is the first really annoying part. I've been stuck in this one place. I've been stuck in this one place for half an hour. I don't feel like I've done any progress, and I've been told that I cannot move from here. That's honestly the worst part that can happen in a game. When you're stuck in a stupid spot, you cannot move, even though technically you can, but you're not allowed because there's a bug that breaks the game or something. So when this thing is over, I'm gonna be extremely happy. Unfortunately, that's gonna have to wait until the next time, because I do have to leave for work. It is one of those days where I have to leave very early, so I will be late. Unfortunately. But thankfully, it's saved. So now I have to leave this screen, even though I was told I cannot leave this screen. That makes all the fucking sense. None of this makes sense. Anyway, but that's for the next time. I'm not sure yet which day I'll be able to stream. Later on this week, not sure yet which day. Thursday or Friday, probably. We'll see. And then we'll continue, and I'll just... Jesus. Actually, let's see. How long will it take for the cat to appear? But no, fuck. I'll remember it for... But anyway... I do have to leave, so it'll have to wait for next time. That is it for this time. Thank you everyone so much for being here. Thank you everyone who used subs, free subs, gifty subs. Thank you Nero again for the raid. Thank you everyone for being here. And until next time, I'll mention again on Discord when I'll be able to stream next. If you want to, you can follow me on Twitter for the shit posting. But anyway, that is it for this time. Thank you all for watching. Introvert, signing out. And yes, it's still 2020. Fuck you, Shan.
Next time, obey.